Take your position. The show is about to start.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to On Screen, where we discuss all things cinema all the time. Here's your hosts.
the award goes to
Joe Brunett, Joe Cuffney, and Jesse Reichenstein. Lights, camera, action.
I will never get over that slate always says like first take. Scene
Yeah, I
one.
know. It'll never change unless we
just
stop
crush it
recording.
every time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Every
never
time.
changed. Although it is weird because I was writing the date down and it has been like a month and a half since we recorded the Batman.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
been a
we-
while. So we are back
been a
though
minute.
for a bit. I have missed this. It's been killing me because I've been really busy. But we finally are able to record an episode. And this week we are talking about Idiocracy. This is a Joe pick. And Joe, why did you pick this movie?
It is probably it's a movie that I watched a long time ago, and I just remember it being like really like stupid funny, which sometimes that kind of humor just hits right, you know. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to revisit it, and I also really wanted to know if Jesse liked it.
Jesse, have you seen this before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I had seen it before several times. This
Several.
was like in the several times.
Jesse loves this movie.
This was a movie that like it was like when I don't even know why, when I worked at the video store, you know, I like would randomly like I feel like I'd watch it several times during that era.
Were you able to put R-rated movies on the TV at the movie store?
No, absolutely. No, I don't. No, I mean, like I took the movie home.
Oh,
I couldn't play Idiocracy at the. We were allowed to play PG and then like PG-13 if we knew it was okay. But when there was like no one there, you kind of just played whatever you want. But I watched The Social Network anywhere between 8,000 and 9,000 times. People that worked there. So there was just movies you just like throw in and be like, yep, that's going. But I've always been fascinated by like cult movies, not that have cults like we
cult
talked
classics.
about, but yes, a cult classic. A cult forms around the movie, and this I've like also heard it randomly come up on like I used to listen to like Dak Shepard's podcast, you know, and it would come up once in a while how, you know, it's like very, very early in his career, obviously. And it's Mike Judge, right?
Yep.
Who
Beavis and
yeah,
Butthead.
like Beavis Butthead,
King
but
of
like
the
Silicon
Hill.
Valley and like the you know recent comedic geniuses. So yeah, but you know, I went through a phase of like watching it a few times, and then I haven't seen it though. When I watched it this time, I haven't seen it in like 10 years, you know. So
That's cool.
what about you, Joe?
Yeah, I've never seen this before. Honestly, I'm not even super familiar with Mike Judge because I don't watch King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, or Silicon Valley. So I don't really, I mean, he's probably done more that I've seen, but I didn't really recognize the name at all. I had a lot of like first takes on this when I was watching it. I had no idea what to expect. All I remember is like the cover because I like saw it at the video store all the time. And like on DVD, I would always see the Blockbuster, all that stuff. I'd be like, that movie looks kind of like, to me, it looked kind of like a mock, almost like it was mocking like education. I was getting, which kind of is actually, but I thought it was going to be like a math movie, like a funny math movie. I was like, I don't know if I'm into that. That doesn't look good to me.
Name one funny math movie. I don't know if those exist. I don't know.
But this is about as
good math
polar
movie.
opposite from a math movie as you get.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my first thought was the first scene with the interview. I was like, oh, this is going to be Christopher Guest style, like interviews, kind of dry humor. That's kind of like what I got when I first saw this movie. And I was like, okay, I could get into this. And then it just completely took a 180. And I was like, oh, okay, that's not that. And I like was thinking about during this movie, I was like, what does this remind me of? Because it's like early 2000s, kind of the late 90s. It's like it gave me like I wrote Black Mirror, Dude, Where's My Car, Tron, and the Mario Brothers movie from the 90s. All into one movie.
I can see
yeah.
that. I can see how that all fits together.
It was very interesting. I don't know. It was I don't know. Like I think this usually type of movie, I don't know. They don't vibe with me too much, but I thought this was really nice. I think I needed this in my life right now. I've been so busy. I'm like, I just need something pointless to watch right now. And this was perfect. So
Two of my favorite, like the opening sequence is just so funny to me. Because like sometimes it like I don't know, like sometimes you're just like the world's so dumb, and then like it's like okay, yeah, this is basically exactly like that. And I also loved that Don LaFonte did the voiceover for the like trailer. Just I love his voice so much, and
brings back memories.
Yeah, definitely. And I also like I don't know who y'all's like favorite moments or favorite characters were, but I loved Terry Crews as President Camacho. That was like one of my favorite.
I would have guessed that.
Like State of the Union was like one of my favorite scenes.
Oh my gosh.
Those are great. The like audience and like it's just like a monster truck rally basically.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Like
I don't know. Now this could be I was trying to figure this out because this is from 2006. Probably shot like a year or two before. I know like CGI wasn't great, but was it supposed to be bad or was it just because of the time? Oh, I did read that there was a really low budget for this movie, so maybe it was supposed to be bad.
I don't know what they were going for.
I don't know about supposed to be bad. It might have been bad because of the low budget. I don't know if they were going for bad.
I do like I mean, from what I remember anyway, when it came out, it didn't like do really well.
It tanked.
But like I feel like, as time went on, people were kind of like, this is kind of a fun movie, hence the cult classiciness of it. But
wasn't the reason it tanked when it came out like because they make fun of all the corporations, like specifically, like Starbucks and all the corporations are there. And like when they went to release it, Fox Studio or whoever was behind it basically was like, actually, we can't push this because all these advertisers would be very mad at us. So they're like, I think like also the release might have gotten like dampened in the theaters like purposely because of that.
Oh, maybe. I could see.
So they like didn't push it, and then like shortly after, back in the good old days when it would go to theater, then there'd be a period of time where you can't get the movie. It's just there's nothing you can do, and then you're like, oh my god, it comes out on DVD.
Right.
Coming out, the people, it becomes a thing.
If you had to Joe, if you had to like give like a synopsis of the plot, spoiler alert, but if you had to give a synopsis of the plot in like 20 seconds, what would you say? Like, how would you do that?
Ooh, I like that question. Time traveling genius goes to a idiotic dimension and never leaves.
The end.
But it's like basically time traveling average Joe.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
He's not really a genius. I mean, he becomes.
Well, no, he technically is
supposed to be average. Yeah.
He's the smartest man in the world or the country. I can't remember what they said, but I wrote some. You guys probably read this too, but some trivia facts. Apparently, Mike Judge came up with this idea for the film while he was visiting Disneyland. Him and his family saw two mothers with kids and strollers fighting and cursing at each other. He thought it'd be horrible if humanity was like this in the future. So
that's great.
That is kind of funny.
I did not hear that. That's great.
IMDb, but it's funny. And then it's kind of based on a short story from 1951, apparently. The premise of this movie is someone waking up several hundred years in the future and finding that people have gotten much more stupid due to an expanding population and lack of evolutionary pressure. It was previously used in The Marching Morons, a short story written by Cyril Kornbluth. from 1951. Thought that
There
was
you go.
fun.
It is an interesting like concept, like traveling through time. Like
Mhm.
I just think that there's Nick Bargatze has this like whole bit on how if he traveled back in time, he doesn't even think he's smart enough to like convince them he's from the future. You know, he'd be like basically being like, "There's like cell phones," and they'd be like, "What? How does that even work?" And he'd be like, I have no clue." You know, like something with satellites, and they're like, "What are satellites?" And he goes, "Oh, I have no clue about that either." And he's like, I just work in a factory if I went back in time."
I do love the premise. Like it's weirdly very timeless, as in like this could totally be made today, and it wouldn't shock me either. But it's I don't know, it's very interesting. I feel like you don't see these types of movies.
I almost feel like it's like crude to the point where I don't know if it would fly today.
I guess the humor.
There's definitely some stuff
I guess
that
more of the
wouldn't fly.
story I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. Like the. I mean,
the humor,
yeah,
no
it's
way.
like, you could say arguably the world's like stupider now than it was when this came out, and so like just follow that forward 500 years, and yeah, I guess it's not that far off.
Yeah, same movie, different jokes.
Perfect.
We can do it today.
I could weirdly
That's it. We're
like I was like, you know, I was comparing it to Black Mirror. I was like, I could weirdly see this same story being told in a very dark way. I would love to actually see that happen. Like that would be super because it's kind of a
what
freaky,
I was gonna
like
say,
even though it's a comedy, it's still kind of a freaky concept.
I was gonna say, I think I hate dystopian movies.
Same.
This is so comedic that it's like barely dystopian because you're like, this is just outrageous.
Exactly.
You know, like this is crazy. Give me this dystopian. You could definitely turn this in a much scarier way.
Yeah.
And it would be a whole different, you know, movie.
Right.
For sure.
But
I love the movie Ass. I was like, we totally would have thought that was funny or made that back in the day.
I mean, we kind of did.
We kind of did. I love that. Subscribe to our Patreon to find the video.
yeah, we should do that, man.
We should do that.
Hey, stay tuned. Man, I keep losing my train of thoughts here.
It's just the world's.
I'm turning in. I know. That's what I'm right on track, man, to be living in that world. It's like that or the people in Wall-E who just like are blobs that just like float around.
Yeah, I feel like Wall-E and this like merge that with like something like a little bit darker, and that'd be a really interesting movie.
Yeah.
Just the Ideas podcast, man. I don't know if we ever do a podcast with like a banger of a movie idea.
Okay, guys. Idiocracy, Wall-E, movie.
I'm into it.
Give us our royalties later.
Yeah, we'll take it later.
I also, this has come up at least once, if not multiple times. I really like Luke Wilson too.
He's great.
I don't know what the normal thought on him, but I think he's so much better than Owen Wilson.
Wow, I like it. I don't know if I agree.
Yeah, I was like, is that
like
a hot take? I don't know.
For me, but it is weird to just, if you close your eyes and you just hear it, you're like, okay, that's Owen Wilson, but it's not. It's weird to see that voice come from someone else. But I really do like Luke Wilson though. I think he's great.
Do y'all have like any favorite parts? I mean, they're all pretty stupid, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like the first, like, obviously when he wakes up, I like that whole sequence of like going to the hospital and like, you know,
put this here, put this there, switch them.
Yes, the tubes, but like everyone has no clue what's going on. You know, like I love like he goes to the water fountain. I love the whole discovery of what the world is.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like they don't know what water is. You know, no one has water anymore.
I do really appreciate
the whole vending machine.
Oh yeah, the vending machine
with the fast food, and then like the police come. Like that whole, I don't know. That's all great. Also, Maya Rudolph is like one of my favorite people. So it's a great cast.
I love how like seamless the transition was from like him being wanted to be like just to go to the White House. Like he turns from this like criminal to like the president essentially. I like that part because like it's funny to see all these like they're literally idiots. Like it's funny to see these
Literally.
idiots like run something. It's just hilarious. They'll fall for anything. I do really appreciate like the costume design and everything because like everything's spelled wrong, which I'm like that like the t-shirts and it's actually really good. Like it's really
Just
funny.
dedication.
Yeah. It's pretty great. But did you have a favorite part? Or you kind of mentioned?
Probably like everything with President Camacho, but like I would extend like even I did like the like monster truck scene. I just thought it was funny. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like I think State of the Union is probably my favorite part.
Okay. Yeah, that one's really good.
So you were surprised when this turned into what it was?
I was like, this is gonna be kind of like I don't know. I didn't expect a dumb comedy. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like I don't know. I don't know how to compare it to something, but like something that's somewhat serious. But I was very, very wrong.
This isn't the typical pick for me.
I'm glad you picked it though. I'm like, I've always wanted to watch it. It's very, I needed some kind of just like stupid movie and to laugh at, so it worked.
I will say, I'll reveal this at the end. My pick is next. I have not decided, but my
TV
decision
show?
has popped into my head during this conversation.
I feel like I know what you're gonna, not what
very
movie,
excited.
but I know.
There's no way you're gonna.
Is it a Luke Wilson movie?
No. it's
Oh, okay.
not.
Mike Judge.
No. Nope. You will see. I'll be curious if you guys have seen it. But anyways,
Probably not.
I don't have any
there's a good
clue
chance now.
where this was filmed.
Oh, I looked it up. It was Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay.
So we've got-
Yeah, I could see that. That's like a trash place.
Yeah, here, let me read off some of the specific locations here. Okay.
Also, quick note, but I must have known this at some point. I never really realized Terry Crews was in the NFL for 6 years.
Yeah.
Though.
He
Like,
was.
I feel like I must have known it at some point, but when I read that, I was like, well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But like, wait, what?
He is
as-
such a funny
As the
actor.
famous words.
Wait, what?
Like you get to be an NFL athlete for 6 years and then you just like leave and then become one of like the most iconic actors after.
I mean, look at The Rock.
This is
though.
crazy.
Only
like
if you're
a-
Terry Crews.
Only Terry Crews.
Yeah, but the Rock did not. Did he even get to the NFL?
Oh, I don't know. He's pro wrestler though.
He was a wrestler, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's like theater. That's like way closer.
That's
to,
true. That's a very good point.
He's crazy athletes, but like the whole thing, right? Warren Sapp and The Rock have like a big thing because
Do they?
They both went. The Rock went to Miami, I think, the Hurricane, somewhere in Florida to play D1 football, and he was like offensive line, and then Warren Sapp was like the year under him and like took his spot.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
like I've heard Warren Sapp, it's like come up and Warren Sapp was like basically like, yeah, that guy doesn't know how to play. He's horrible.
That's hilarious.
But,
Hey, you clearly haven't seen Gridiron Gang. That movie where he's
great. That's my pick. No, I'm kidding.
I always love that. Okay, so some locations we have the Austin Convention Center. That was for like the tattoo and the IQ test. The jail scene was the Seaholm power plant, but is now demolished. The military scenes were in Gary Corp Center, and then a studio. Yeah, basically a studio. A lot of studio shots, as you can probably tell from the CGI. But
The bad CGI.
would not have expected Austin, Texas, though.
Yeah. But if you need to make like a more deserty looking place, like I can see that.
That's true. That's very true.
Sure.
Just a drier place, I guess I should say.
Yeah. I did love the giant Costco. That was really fun. Like it literally has everything.
Yeah.
There are times when I go to Costco and I'm just like, I just feel stupider, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I weirdly understand what you mean.
Like I don't know. Sometimes I'm just looking around like at all these like massive carts full of stuff, and it just like makes me a little sad sometimes. And then I see this movie and I'm like, oh god, this is like that to an extreme.
I know it makes me not want to go to Costco again.
Yeah, I get how it's convenient, especially if you had like a big family or something. But like, it's just so much stuff.
Now I get why they didn't want this movie shown in theaters. Because I don't want to go to Costco after watching this movie.
Yeah, right. All of these giant brands being like, we don't like what this says about us. We don't. No thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny.
It makes me not want to go to Costco anymore.
It does. I don't want to go to Costco.
That's like That's like the one line review. Like when the movie comes out,
I'll put that in the caption.
Like, New York Times. This makes me not want to go to Costco. People are like, what is this movie?
Do you have a bad review?
Oh my God, no, I forgot all about bad reviews.
Look for a bad review and let's get into like ratings. Joe and I can start while you're looking.
Wait, can I read one more trivia fact before we do that?
Yeah, do it.
This one's actually interesting. So the costume designer, they wanted to find like a futuristic looking shoe, like for the whole cast. And she was like, we need something that's like not super popular and like cheap that they can just, supply to everybody. And she said, look at these horrible plastic shoes with holes in them. We could really save a lot of money just by putting everyone in these. But what if by the time the movie comes out, what if these become popular and people are wearing them? The costume designer said, oh yeah, these are never going to become a popular shoe. No one would ever wear these. They're horrible. The shoes are Crocs. Which I think is hilarious. Because I feel like they were hot. I feel like they're really popular right now.
They
had a good past few years.
Yeah.
I just saw this the other day. Someone wore them like a couple of years ago, some celebrity or YouTuber or something, and like it just like kicked off this whole like fashion trend of Crocs, and like they out of nowhere they just like they're crazy. Like, with all stocks, but like if you look at the Crocs stock, it's pretty funny.
I can imagine. I honestly
craziness that happened.
I feel like I need to get a pair just because they're light. They're theoretically made for me. Like I should really want them and like them, but I just don't have them.
But you're a Birkenstock guy. So.
I'm a Birkenstock guy.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do ratings, or do you have your bad review? Or are you still looking?
Yeah, I think the best reviews are actually the like one line. I'm not going to even give it anything because there's a few. Lots of great reviews, not a lot of bad reviews.
I can imagine. It's a good movie.
But like,
it's a cult classic. Like people love it. This is a movie people would like get into a fight for. I bet. Like if you don't like Idiocracy, why? Tell me why right now.
It's a personality trait, liking Idiocracy.
Yep.
Read that review.
A year ago, Luke P. will cover his last name, but he's on Google Reviews if you want to find it.
All right, Luke, let's hear what you got.
Sorry, but I don't see the satirical wit. I don't see the strangely accurate portrayal of what our world may become. This is a crass, poorly executed film that doesn't even approach it is so bad it is good levels. If I could give this film 0 stars, I would. I would expound further, but it is literally a waste of my time to even write about this film. My only hope is that someone reading this may save 84 minutes of their life by not seeing this trailer. And then just some good, like, this is a very bad movie. If all people were as intelligent as what they have implied, all electronics and running water at all and stuff would have broken down and there would be no one left to maintain anything. Also, I love that break, the whole movie, and they're like, this is unrealistic.
Yeah.
That's their take on this.
I think they're like taking it like a little too literally.
This wouldn't work. Also, I don't know if they really had running water, to be fair. I think this person got that wrong. Idiocracy in one country, the one based on it. Didn't really find the movie funny because it and thing it refers to aren't. I didn't watch the movie. It's from okay. We found the review. Guys, it sometimes takes a couple, but we found it.
Amazing.
Let me read these other two first. So
okay, you got to make sure to read the people who posted. You got to credit the authors.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not getting. I know people get upset that they're like, you read my review on your podcast and you didn't give me credit. Philip Evans said, just made the top worst movie ever list. Tony Riston said, absolutely shocking. Stopped watching it. Can't believe it ever got made. The top comment, our favorite comment of the day, is from Michael Esparza 7 months ago. Rated this movie a 1 star, and he said, I didn't watch the movie. It's from 2006, so it's got to be good, right?
What?
Wait, what?
I have no clue.
That doesn't make
actually, when I started reading it, I thought it was going to say it's from 2006, so it's got to be bad. So
Right.
he gave it 1 star, but he gave it a 1 star. I didn't watch the movie. It's from 2006, so it's got to be good, right?
That makes no sense. I'm so confused.
Michael, give us some feedback.
Michael, write in. We got a shirt with your name on it.
We got an Idiocracy shirt.
You've just won an on-set t-shirt. Write us in. We'll do an hour-long interview with you, breaking down this review. We'll do a live stream, play-by-play the movie.
Oh, that'd be amazing, actually.
But
all right, those are some good ones. I'm into that.
yeah, just a lot of people like upset that it's not realistic, or upset that people like this film.
It's honestly kind of like a Twilight Zone episode too. Like if you
In a
think about
way,
it.
yeah. I think there is a Black Mirror episode that like isn't too far away from this.
Right. It's actually crazy. But I mean, okay, the ending, I'm not confused, but I'm like, I don't, how did you guys feel about it? Because I really wanted them to go back, but I get why they stayed. But like, it just kind of ended. There was no like, which I kind of like in movies when it just ends. But this one, I was like, I don't know. I was hoping for more.
Like I feel like they kind of resolved him because like she didn't want to go back because of what was his name?
This is gonna kill me. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
But then like to me like that made sense that like she was happier there, and then he was happier there because he was like not just like wasting his life at a desk being average. Like that's how I take it.
Did they figure out though that they like couldn't go back anyways because that time machine was like the time machine they kept trying to get to, they like went to, and then they were like, this is the time machine. It was a carnival ride or something. They were like, oh, this was never even.
Yeah, what was
couldn't
it?
even do this. I think the whole thing was like the time machine wasn't even real.
Yeah.
So like they couldn't go back, you know. So it's like they were stuck there anyways, but they wanted to be there. But
yeah, like that, like their journey was like they, in trying to go back, they learned that they didn't want to go back. I guess
it's all about the journey.
I don't know that I want to look at this movie too like deeply like that.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down. Also, the guy's name is Upgrade.
Upgrade. That was it.
Upgrade.
Yep. You want to go back because of Upgrade.
Yes. I wish he showed up because she kept going, I don't know, he'll find a way to me. At the end, I wish he just
find
like
a way.
busted through the door or something, and then it just ended. Like that would have
He
been
like opens a time machine or like a capsule or something.
No, he like
That actually would have been really funny.
Or he's been in that world the whole time. Like he's wearing one of like the shirts and stuff. And he's just like, I've been looking for you this whole time. And then it just ends.
All right, like 16 years later, Idiocracy 2 comes out.
Idiocracy 2. Let's go check in on Rita and Joe.
Should we do some ratings?
Yeah. Jess, you want to start?
Yeah. We're gonna go 7. It's a good unit.
Don't take mine. I'm not going to tell you.
We're gonna go. What was that? What was the juice?
You don't know it. Grade? You can't think about it. You can't say it.
All right, we'll look it up.
It's Brondo.
Brondo.
Like brawny.
The thirst mutilator.
It's got the electrolytes.
Yeah.
We'll go crops. We'll go 7 crops. The saving grace of Joe.
Perfect. Thank you.
It was like cult movies I have an appreciation for, even if I don't like them for some reason. I just like I'm fascinated by anything that like causes some kind of cult following. So I think I have like a base appreciation. I think even though it's not like the top of my comedy list, like I love Mike Judge. I think they're brilliant. It still like kind of holds up, thinking how long ago this was released. Like we were saying, you're like, you could make this movie today, different jokes, but same movie. And it's like a nice, dystopian Black Mirror, 1984-ish, like weird, I don't know, this whole thing, but just such an outrageous, like comedic take on it. And I think everyone's good in it. And it's just, again, one of those movies that just feels like people had fun making it. And so as it normally comes up, I feel like those are my factors. So we'll go 7. I feel like there's so many movies I would put above it, so I don't want to go higher than that. But it's also like pretty solid movie, classic.
And after all these years, you still liked it.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna throw it on again soon, but
right.
Like,
but if you were like really looking
it's
for something to
good.
watch in the background, you'd probably maybe throw it on, possibly.
Yeah, maybe it's not. I don't watch TV. Nobody watches TV anymore. But like, back in the day, if you like turn a channel and you're like, oh my god, Idiocracy's on.
Yeah.
Maybe you leave it on.
Hey, hotels.
Or it comes up, or someone hasn't, or someone hasn't seen it or something. I wouldn't be against watching it again. I just would never seek it.
Yeah,
out,
I kind of feel you. I'll go then, I guess. So that I kind of feel similarly. I don't know. Idiot humor sometimes isn't for me, but I mean, it is. I guess I have to be in the right mood, I should say, because like I love Family Guy. Like I could watch that show every day. Like that show is hilarious. It's stupid. Like it's funny, but also very smart. And I actually think like stupid things. Like I feel like this movie is actually smart in some ways. Like the jokes and things are hilarious. Like Family Guy is like genius, and I think this is also super smart. It's just sometimes it's so dumb. I'm like, all right, give me something. I need some kind of base there. But yeah, I mean, this movie this was better than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. When it first started, I was a little skeptical because I was like, oh, this is like an early 2000s like comedy sci-fi. I don't even know. It's definitely not for me, but it ended up being I really liked it. Love the cast. Everyone did a great job. Yeah, again, I agree with you, Jesse. I probably wouldn't throw this on again soon, but like if it was on, I would watch it. Yeah, it was great. I'll actually bump it up a little bit. So I'm gonna go 6.5 Brondo drinks, just because I can't really rate it higher just because like this isn't really my typical movie, but for this genre, I liked it. About it. I would recommend it to people who look for stupid comedies, for sure.
Yeah, I'm honestly not that far off from you guys. Like this is about like a once in every like 10 years kind of movie. but like, if like you said, like if you're in the right mood and you just want to watch a really stupid movie, it's really funny. And like sometimes with movies like this, like sometimes it comes off cringy in a cringy way, and sometimes it comes off as cringy in a funny way. And when I watched it, it was definitely like cringy in a funny way, and like lots of laugh out loud just at the pure stupidity of it. But like in the stupidity, there was, some like really smart humor, I thought. So yeah, I definitely liked it. I'm also not going to go super high. I'm going to go higher than you guys. I'm going 7.5, but I'm going up 7.5. Ow, my balls.
I was about to say I totally forgot to talk about the ow my balls guy.
Yes,
amazing.
Yes. But like that's like a perfect example. Like it's almost like cringy. It's like so, but so cringy that it's funny.
It's like it kind of reminded me of like a family version of Jackass, like a family style version of Jackass, kind of.
Well, I was about to say too, 2006 is probably like the heyday of Jackass,
right.
Actually. Like I mean, like, yeah, this is actually one of like America's favorite shows. It's just like, hey, what up? I'm jumping off this building. and we're like, this is hilarious. We love this. Which, I mean, I don't know if we're doing movie news, but the other day I was like, I do want to see the new Jackass.
Yeah.
I have been hearing about
It's
it. So.
good. It's hilarious. Maybe I'll pick it. Maybe you should pick it.
Did you watch it in theaters?
It's on theaters, dude. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, cool.
I've seen it
Because I know
twice.
it's still one of the like.
I would totally. I own it actually. You should come over and watch it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Because I was gonna say it's not. You have to buy it. It's the only reason I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I have it. So, before we do movie news, I just want to say, I think like what differentiates this movie, like and like this, and like I don't know, other dumb comedies, like is like the good acting and the writing. I feel like if this movie had like no name actors, I feel like I would not enjoy it at all. But I like everyone who's in it, so I think it makes it that, and like the writing makes it good.
But funny, at the time they kind of were no name actors.
Were they? I guess you're
when
right.
This came out. This is
2006.
Dak Shepard's like all of them. This was the beginning.
That's
of
so
their
interesting.
careers.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and like I think it was Dak Shepard who said when it came out, like people now think, oh, like that was your big break. And he was like, no, because it, you know, because we talked about it flopped and stuff. And he was like, no, that came out. And then there was like a 2-year gap.
Like employee of the
like,
month for him.
I couldn't,
was like,
yeah, and he was like, I couldn't even get work for like 2 weeks. And like they were afraid of like being typecasted after the role. And, you know, like it was very early for them and it like wasn't a great thing for their career. But now we look back and we're like, iconic.
That's
You
super.
know, like let's see.
It's fine. Thank you. It's funny because if I saw it then, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much then. I don't know.
And who knows, maybe you wouldn't have liked it then, and then you'd like not like those actors.
True. I mean, Dak
When it
Shepard's
became
role
big.
really isn't like his is so. I get why he didn't get any roles from this movie because like he doesn't do much. Like
Yeah,
he's an idiot.
it's not a character you can show much range in. So.
No. Even like any of the roles, no, you can't really show range. Lucas is probably the
Yeah.
only one. Maybe Terry Crews, but
Yeah,
that's funny.
as always.
Let's get into movie news.
Can
Yeah.
I announce my next movie, even though we don't really do that in these?
We can all do. This
Um,
is a free range podcast. You can do whatever you want.
Cool. So as soon as you said you love Don LaFonte reading this, I was like, oh, we're watching In a World, the movie about voiceovers. I don't know if either of you have seen it.
No, I've never seen it.
Dimitri Martin's in it. Don LaFonte is in it. I believe Lake Bell is like the main character. I saw it when it came out and I haven't seen it since, but I think like Lake Bell is Don LaFonte's daughter and
Yeah.
she's trying to make it in the voiceover world.
Oh, that's cool.
But
Is
I
it
think Don LaFonte's in it.
Oh, she directed it. Like she wrote it and directed it too.
Oh, cool. But I remember watching when it came out just because, you know, it's Dimitri Martin. And so I was like, oh, love this. I feel like there's a few Dimitri Martin movies actually.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Gina
yeah,
Davis,
fun-
Nick Offerman, Eva Longoria. Not
Yeah,
bad.
it was like a good, I mean, that actually makes sense that Lake Bell directed because it was a very like, I feel like under the radar movie when it came out. It was just like a bunch of comedians and like if you watched or like knew these actors and stuff, you like knew of the movie, but I don't think it was really big. Like
Mm.
I don't think it had a big release at all. I could be wrong, but solid. But so Don LaFonte pick.
I'm
The
excited.
next movie.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm excited about that one. I don't know. You guys been watching anything? Like anything?
Honestly, the biggest thing I've watched is, I mean, I shouldn't say it's the biggest thing, it's just a movie, but I loved Top Gun.
Oh, you saw it.
Ooh.
I finally
Yes.
got to see it. And it
Oh my
was
gosh,
so
let's talk
good.
about it. How awesome is it? I
Sorry, what?
said, how awesome is it?
Oh, so awesome. Like, okay, first of all, I didn't realize Tom Cruise could actually fly planes.
Dude, he can now.
He was on James Corden, you know, like promote it, and they like went up and flew planes together. And it's this whole clip, and I sent it to Cody, who's, you know,
Right.
loves flying, he's taking flight lessons. And he was like, I've been trying to figure out how they shot this because it looks so real. And I was like, Tom Cruise flies. And he was like, what? You know, like, because it looks real. And I was like, yeah, I think the whole thing is like Tom Cruise flies planes. And then my brother's like searching for his like FAA license and stuff and like tries to find it, and it looked like his like dad had a license, and then he's like licensed to do all these like crazy planes.
He's
Anyways,
licensed
but
to stunt.
crazy that yes.
But
Dude,
like, I don't know
yeah.
how I didn't know that, because like he had like flew the helicopter in Mission Impossible, and like obviously
does
did the
everything.
first Top Gun. So like I don't know why I didn't know that or piece that together, but like for some reason that was news to me, and so it just made it like that much more impressive, because like it was just such a fun movie.
Yeah.
But like learning that after the fact, I was like, oh wow,
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
that's awesome.
That's why it took so long to make. I mean, COVID too, but like that's why like it was in the years and years of making. But also like it just makes that much better. Like everything you watch with Tom Cruise, you just think like for the most part he's probably doing it himself. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
and so like they made this before COVID hit, right?
It was like right before, but like, and then they were doing reshoots, and then COVID hit, so they had to do some more kind of after, during.
Gotcha.
So,
But yeah, worth the
Great.
wait. It was super good.
so good, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I saw a few other like we did a drive-in, which drive-ins are awesome
Ooh, yes. What'd you
because
see?
we got sick, we had COVID, so we could only go to the drive-in.
Dude, that's
But
Did you get
awesome.
COVID from traveling? Like when you got back from
Yeah.
Europe?
But
It's
we
whatever,
went
it's
and
happening.
we saw Thor: Love and Thunder, which I enjoyed.
Nice.
I just like Taika Waititi. Very like I didn't like it as much as the Ragnarok one, but I did still like it.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are probably the two main movies I've seen lately.
Cool. That's awesome. I want to go to drive-in. Been missing that.
Drive-ins are fun.
I watched Wild,
Yes.
the Reese Witherspoon movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. She does the
The
PCT.
Pacific Crest Trail one.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Very interesting. Yeah, I didn't really know much about it, but people have been telling me to watch it recently for some reason. It was good. She was great. I mean, I love her. So
I don't like Reese Witherspoon.
what?
It's really hard for me to find stuff. I don't know
Ooh.
if there's anything I've seen that I actually like her in. I don't know why.
Have you
But
seen
like she
Legally
bugs me in the
Blonde?
morning show. Okay, I guess. Okay, Legally Blonde probably is like.
Okay, she's really good in Walk the Line. She's really good in Sweet Home Alabama. She's really good in Wild. I don't know.
All right.
Interesting.
Filmed
I
a
will
lot
watch
of
some
Wild in Oregon.
Yeah, they ended at Bridge of the Gods actually, which is funny.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We also, I don't know if you guys have seen Nope yet.
No, but I really want to. I saw like there's like something Jordan Peele was doing for like promoting it or whatever
Mhm.
on ABC, and apparently they have like a town from, I'm assuming it's from the movie, like, and they're just gonna leave it as like a permanent set that you can go to.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like some of it was like from old Hollywood too, I believe. So like they're probably trying to preserve that. Yeah, that's what I like about when they do, a lot of the Western films from like the old day, like old times, like those are still around today because they use those studios over and over and over again. So I think this is like a newer version, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm curious to hear what you think about it. It's good. I liked it. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's a little different than what I was expecting, but I honestly had no expectation because I didn't watch or read anything. I just want to hear. I'm really curious to hear what you think about it. I want to see it again because I'm still trying to figure out my opinion on it.
I just need you to answer one question. Does it fit into the other two at all?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Not that
I can't tell if that's a yes or a nope.
I'm just gonna say nope, as in no.
Okay.
As far as right now, I don't know, but I don't think they all tie together. To be honest, I know there was some theory out there, but I don't believe since Daniel Kaluuya is also in this one, it wouldn't really make sense. But yes, that would be really cool, but I didn't know. There's no references or anything. But
Nope.
I will say the one thing I will say is the horror sequences are really good, which you wouldn't be surprised from, but they're good. So
Cool.
yeah, it was kind of those movies you're like, what kind of just happened? But yeah, I'm just curious to see what you think about it. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it's definitely on my short list for going to see.
Yep.
Nope.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. It's been a sec since Saw the Black Phone, the new Blumhouse movie. What else? I'm trying to think what other movies came out or what I've been watching. I feel like we haven't talked in a bit.
Yeah, I just have a lot of series. I started Veep from the beginning.
Nice.
I've been watching Only Murders in the Building, the second
Mhm.
season, Saliners,
Selena.
Steve Martin, Martin Short. And I've been watching Bear on Hulu.
JoJo's been watching that too.
That is pretty good. It's also Christopher Store's show, who I've always I
Mhm.
didn't realize until a few episodes in, who's really cool. He did the movie that my sister worked on in college, The Adventures in the Sin Bin, that like
Mhm.
Bo Burnham was in, and Jeff Garlin, Ben McKenzie, I think. And then Chris directed like Bo Burnham specials, like Hassan Minaj's specials. I got into comedy directing, and so it became like a bigger fan of Chris just because he's popping up in the stand-up world as like directing specials. And then I saw his name pop up, and I texted my sister, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is Chris's show!" And she's like, "Yeah, because he's like all about Chicago, and that's why it's like a
Gotcha.
Chicago-based
Okay.
film." And Chris's sister is a like very successful chef in LA.
Oh,
She
cool.
was like the food consultant and stuff, so that's why it's like people in the industry say it's like pretty realistic, like kitchen wise.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I love that knowing that about it. That makes me want to watch it like more.
Yeah, a lot of people I know who like were like in the food industry were like, oh yeah, the details of like working in a kitchen, like the small,
That's
like,
super
drinking
cool.
out of the plastic, like Tupperware things. Like they were
Yeah,
like, yeah, small things like that. They were like, yes.
that's really cool.
So yeah, I'm only a few episodes in, but I think I'm behind still, but it's pretty good.
Sweet. Cool. I'm into it. I have
And
my
I need to watch Jackass.
Yeah. I was
What
gonna say I
about,
kind of want to pick that
Will?
now, but
You should.
I have my pick already, so I can announce that next time or now. It's up to you. Should I just do it
I
now?
say do it. I say yeah, do it.
But I'll
Announce
do it. This
Do
is
it.
I've seen this movie once and it was a while ago when it came out. I'm hoping you guys, I feel like you might have seen it or not, but who knows? What We Do in the Shadows, the Taika Waititi movie from the vampire comedy.
No,
It's like,
I haven't
oh,
seen that.
Joe, I think, okay, I'm glad you haven't seen it, Joe, because you love Taika. So I think you're gonna like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't
probably
actually
will.
seen the movie yet.
And I heard the show is just as good as the movie. So I want to watch the movie and then watch the show.
Cool. No, it picks up the notes.
I was gonna go like a drama, but I was like, no, it's fun to do comedies on this because we can just laugh at that.
Yeah. Taika Waititi is so good.
And he's
too.
just he's great.
Yeah, he's just a fun guy.
I want to meet him.
Good New Zealanders are just fun.
I know, right?
Just fun people.
It's cool bros and girls.
Like the Flight of the Concord.
Yeah.
I don't know if you they're
Yeah.
great. Very much think of them every time I think of Taika.
It's like that's like a really good balance of like, I mean, because like Taika's humor is like it's dry humor. And sometimes I don't love it, like that type of humor. But like he's a really good mix for me. Like I like all of his humor. Like I think he's so good. There's like one step past it, which I can't get. Like Christopher Guest and Taika to me are kind of like similar in a way I could like, I don't know. For some reason I group them together. I think Christopher Guest is a little more dry, but Taika's at least, I don't know. I just like it. It's a different
I
style.
kind of get that. Taika's almost like Christopher Guest, but in like a fantasy land.
Yes,
like
I think
Christopher
that's why
Guest is very real, but it's
Yeah.
character driven. But it's like real people, and Taika's I feel like are like kind of like that, but it's like made up people.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
these
yeah.
People don't exist.
Yeah,
They're just like,
I agree. Yeah, I think that's why I like it a little more. But
Taika.
cool. Is that our rappers?
I think that's a wrap.
That's rappers.